So you want to buy your first new lens. Might be a prime lens, might be a zoom lens, but you don't know where to start. In this video we're going to talk about lenses and how to buy them, where to buy them, and we're going to break it down in 4 topics. Focal length, prime versus zoom, budget, and how and where to buy them. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Florian, good to see you. As mentioned already, today we're going to talk about lenses, glass for your camera. The thumb rule everyone says you should invest first in good quality glass before you update your camera body. And that's partly true. For some people they need to higher spec camera bodies, but for other people a good quality lens will do absolutely fine and will do the job what they're looking for. Let's talk about focal length first, guys. Do you need to zoom a 52 to 200 or 50 to 140 in this case? Or do you prefer a 56mm, a 23mm, a 16mm? What is your preferred focal length when you shoot? You don't know? There are 2 simple, easy ways to find this out. The one way is go into your Lightroom, capture one program, scroll through your images and have a look what the majorities of pictures been taken at. Let's say you got 30 pictures taken at the focal length of 35mm and you got 20 pictures taken at the random selection of focal length. So you can say pretty much that you prefer a 35mm focal length. The other option would be take your zoom lens or your kit lens, set it to a certain focal length, such as like 23mm or 35mm, and go out and shoot and see if this focal length would suit your style of shooting. If it does, you know this focal length you set your lens to is your favorite focal length. So those are 2 very simple, easy ways to figure out which sort of focal length will suit your needs or you prefer. Zoom versus prime. That's definitely comes down to your own personal preference, guys. I do like a good prime lens for a few reasons, such as like it usually got a wide aperture of 1.2, 1.8, 1.6 or even like 2.8. f2. A prime lens usually is a bit sharper than a zoom lens. It got a wider aperture, but it is a fixed focal length, so you need to zoom with your feet. I do think that a prime lens will definitely improve your photography in many ways because you need to think differently, you need to shoot differently. You can't just stand on one point, you zoom in and out and take a picture like with the zoom lens. So the prime lens definitely gives you a different perspective of how to shoot, how to work with a certain focal length, and usually a prime lens, a good prime lens with the aperture of f1.2 is fairly expensive as well. But then also the zoom lens with a constant aperture of f2.8 isn't really cheap either. So there are different types of zoom lenses. You got your zoom lens with the constant aperture of f2.8 as an example, or 200mm at f2, which is a prime lens. But the thing is, a good zoom lens usually got a consistent aperture of f2.8. However, there are also good zoom lenses out with a changing aperture from 2.8 to 4 or 3.5 to 5.6. It really comes down to what sort of type of photography or videography you guys doing. There is no right and wrong. A prime lens got benefits over a zoom lens and a zoom lens got benefits over a prime lens. The easiest way to figure it out is see if you can rent a prime lens, go out a weekend, take some pictures, see if a prime lens suits your way how you shoot. So guys, there is no right and wrong. You need to figure out what sort of lens will suit your shooting style, how you walk around. And the easiest way is try to rent a lens or try to rent a zoom and a prime. Go out and see which lens will suit you more from your type of shooting, coming down to the budget point. And money is and will be always a subject of how much do you want to spend to buy a good quality lens. If you stick to the camera brand you own and you buy their own lenses, they might be slightly more expensive than third-party lenses which are on the market, such as like Sigma, Rokinon or Samyang. Samyang, Rokinon are pretty much the same company, they just call it in different countries differently. But the question is really, how much money do you want to spend? You can buy a lens also second-hand, which will save you some money. So really depends on, guys, which camera do you use? Do you got a good selection of third-party lenses for this camera as well? And I think if I would buy a camera again, or a new brand of camera, then I definitely would make sure that I got a good selection of third-party lenses for this certain type of camera. And here comes the last point, guys. Point number 4 is how and where to buy it. The most simplest way is you go online, you go on Amazon or you go to your camera brand website and you just buy their own branded lens you're looking for. But there are also options such as like Amazon, Facebook, Gumtree, eBay, where you could buy lenses also second hand. The thing with second-hand lenses is you really need to make sure and you need to take your time to find a good second-hand lens. If you're not going to your camera shop in town and they selling you a second-hand lens and you can buy this second-hand lens without worrying about it that there is something wrong, at least out of my own experience so far. Buying second-hand lenses can save you a lot of money, but you need to look for it. Right now, if you're going over Facebook, eBay, you never know really what you buy until you get a product, or perhaps you can visit this person and actually have a play around with a certain lens. So definitely, guys, make sure if you want to buy a second-hand lens, go to your camera shop and you can make sure that they will sell you a good quality second-hand lens. If you buy over Facebook or eBay or any other website, make sure that you are 100% certain with the quality and you're happy with what you're buying. Otherwise, you might lose a lot of money. So guys, with that said, I hope those 4 tips or little breakdown been helpful, and if it was, hit the thumbs up button, like, comment and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you, my friend, very soon in another video. Cheers, guys.